Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing on today? I am super duper excited because I am hanging out with New York Times best-selling author Belle Calhoune is back at the cafe. Y'all know we love some Belle Calhoune. And guys, guess what? Hot off the press. Today is today. It's a book birthday. It is called The Soldiers, a K9 Companion. Oh my goodness, I'm super duper excited. We have so much to share, so much to celebrate on today. Guys, if you have not done so already, do me a favor, do Belle Calhoun a favor, like, tag, and share. Tell a friend to tell a friend to come on down to the cafe and grab your favorite beverage, pull up a seat, and get ready to enjoy. Belle Calhoun, my friend, welcome back to the
Thank
cafe. For
you. It's
those
so
who may
good to
not
be
know,
back.
introduce yourself to the people, my friend.
My name is Belle Calhoun, and I am the author of approximately 60 books. Some are trade
Yeah,
books, some are indie published books, but 60 is about the number. I stopped counting. And I write sort of sweet and inspirational books. I love writing. I love readers. I love libraries. So I'm always excited to be here with Angela. And just writing is a great job for me.
yes, and Belle. Okay, guys, because it's her book birthday. Also, me and Belle, we love mint chocolate chip ice cream. Mint chocolate chip ice cream is our thing. We love libraries. So hey, it's summertime. Grab some mint chocolate chip ice cream or your favorite ice cream. Grab the Soldiers K9 companion, and let's celebrate with Belle Calhoun on today. Belle has been out on today, and she's seen it in the different bookstores and Walmart and Barnes and Nobles, all those places where books are sold. So guess what, guys? If you see it out in the wild, take a picture, tag Belle Calhoun as well, because we want to see where all in your neck of the woods that the Soldiers Canine Companion is at as
Absolutely.
well. Well, Belle, I am super super first thing that we have to talk about,
Mm.
because I remember when you did the cover reveal. Oh my goodness, Bill, my friend, what was that like for you when you saw your final cover for the Soldiers K9 Companion? Spill some tea for us.
I love it because I don't think we see enough, especially inspirational Black men on covers. It's nice, the diversity. I love that. And I just love the husky. Java was so much a part of the story.
Oh,
And it really, I do love couples on the cover, but I love this because it shows his strength. And Java is just an irresistible service dog. So I'm
I
crazy
love
about the
it.
cover.
I love it.
Crazy
Look, and
about
we're
it.
going to talk about Java's character a little bit too, as well, guys. If you're just joining us, hey, Mama Tony, thank you so much for joining us. I'm super duper excited because it is release day. Y'all know we love a release day here at the cafe. Not only do we get to talk about the book, but we get to celebrate with the author. And
Yay.
today, guys, we are celebrating with New York Times bestselling author Belle Calhoun and her hot off the press book birthday release, The Soldiers at K9 Companion. And so, Bill, I want to talk a little bit about the title as well, because I love books that have animals and stuff in there. There's a
Mhm.
service dog in this,
Yes.
what have you, too. But tell us a little bit about the title of this particular book.
The title of this book, I think, ultimately the publisher picks it. You know, I throw out ideas, they throw out some ideas. And usually for my love inspired books, I think 90% of them have Alaska in the title. But for this one, I think they wanted to play up this program, which is the canine program. And readers really are loving this program because it always involves a service dog who's, and there's some issue at hand, some that they're working with the characters. So I think the title, as opposed to reflecting Alaska, which mine usually do, I think this wanted to really reflect that the hero is a former Navy SEAL, and his big part of his journey is working with Java. So it was combining those elements.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Now, Bill, you have to share with us, my friend, what inspired you to tell Luke and Destiny's story? Was there a
Mhm.
personal connection to a service dog somewhere, or someone that had suffered trauma, a recovery, and that utilized the service dog? Where did that inspiration come from for this for their
I
story?
think the inspiration just came from knowing that there's so many people out there who have proudly served our country. And I wanted to write about someone who had served our country, but unfortunately had injuries and emotional trauma that he sustained. And I think as a society, we don't often peel back those layers. A lot of times we focus on physical things that are wrong with people, but he had been serving heroically and then something very traumatic happened to him. So I think that was my inspiration. And then I kind of wanted to, put in there, how could I put it that he would be with a service dog? So that's where Destiny came in, because she has a canine farm. So it's kind of like mixing these things together and coming up with a story.
I love that. I love that. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Bill, for sharing that with us as well. Now, we got to talk about Java a little bit. Java is he's the husky that plays such a pivotal role in this
Yes.
story as well. What was that like for you writing his character?
I love dogs. I have two dogs of my own. I really love dogs. And I just think Alaskan Huskies are so beautiful. I write so many Alaskan stories. So making the dog, I mean, we're allowed to make the dog whatever we choose, but I thought this is what could be more perfect for me to write than an Alaskan Husky. They're such strong and stable dogs, especially if you look at Alaskan dogs. They're the ones who do the dog sledding. They're very strong and they endure. So I kind of, just rolled into that. And I love dogs. So writing dogs is very easy for me because it's just writing what you
Yes,
love. And he
yes.
was a helper. He was an emotional helper. So that was also a big component of the story.
Yes, I love that. I love that. We have Rhonda McKnight hanging out with us today. She
Hi,
said, congratulations. Thank you so much for
thank
joining us
you.
on this day as well, celebrating with author Belle Calhoune. Now, I want to ask you this, Belle, because these are some amazing characters that they pull at your heartstrings. You deal with some sensitive issues in this
Yeah.
particular book. You deal with
Yeah.
PTSD. What was
Mhm.
that like for you as the writer and how you approach that? Were there moments that what did you do to prepare for those scenes and things of that nature too, or your research?
I think part of it, I don't know if this will make sense, but I think part of it is intuitive because my mother was a psychiatrist. So I grew up from a very early age. My mother worked with a lot of Vietnam veterans. And we always had, people calling our house looking for my mother's help. And so I think we kind of knew how important that type of care was for people. So
Mhm.
there's a part of that, but there's also the part as an author, I felt like the two traumas were very heavy because the heroine also had some trauma. And I will
Mhm.
admit that this is probably one of the first times I ever finished a book, and I needed a few weeks to just decompress because
Wow.
it was very heavy, to the point where I was supposed to, on my contract, write another book. And I knew, I was like, that is too heavy as a follow up. So I switched it. So my
Okay.
book coming out in December is sort of a more lighthearted Christmas book. But that
Wow.
was not the book that I was supposed to write, because
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
really takes a toll on you if you're,
Yeah.
if you're kind of an intuitive, empathetic person. But I made sure that at the beginning I'd asked Love Inspired, and they quickly agreed that there should be a trigger warning, because I didn't want anyone to read that, and be triggered. So
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
it's like it's very important to make sure that readers are safe.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing that for us as well. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are celebrating with author Belle Calhoune. Guys, today is today. It is her book birthday. It is called The Soldiers, a K9 Companion. We'll be sharing with you in just a moment how you get your hands on a copy of this, available in ebook and it's available in print as well. Now, Bill, I know they are ready for us to talk a little bit about these characters. And so we're going to start with this question that we like to find out here on the cafe. But is there a character that was interesting for you to write, borderline fun? And on the other end, was there a character that was a little more complex? And then we'll go back and we'll talk about some of the characters specifically.
I think sometimes I always think that when you write a book, and honestly, I can't remember, someone had asked, another Love Inspired, I know the answer now, had asked if you can start the book with does heroine or hero, and I always felt that whenever I started with a certain character, whether it was the heroine or the hero, it's sort of their book more than the other ones. And I just realized I started it
Oh,
with Luke. And I think he was
interesting.
probably he was probably my strongest connection just because I felt that, he was the one who, I mean, the heroine's trauma was a little bit in the past. His is sort of
Mhm.
so recent that he's very raw
Recent
and
and
he's a
fresh.
male.
Yeah.
And I think even between females and males, I think males are more hesitant to seek mental health treatment. So I think there was a
Mhm.
part of me that
Mhm.
just kind of felt, although I felt for both of them, and just with him, it was just a little more, um, I was kind of pulled in his direction.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And
Yeah.
speaking of Luke, how would you describe him if you had to take 5 words or more? What would you tell us about Luke's character?
I would say he's loyal,
Mhm.
he's vulnerable,
Yeah.
he's strong,
Mhm.
he's emotional, and
Yeah.
he's self-protective.
Mhm.
I would say
Mhm.
so. You kind of swirl all those things together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And guys, he is a military man. He was Navy SEAL.
And it's hard to become a Navy SEAL.
Yes, yes. So
It's
look, we
really
gotta give
hard
him
to
this
become a Navy
prop.
SEAL. Yeah. When
I
I was
love it.
writing it,
I love it.
when I was writing it, there was something that I wanted to reference, and I wanted to make a female Navy SEAL. And then I realized at that time when I was writing it, there had never been a female Navy SEAL. That may have changed now, but imagine
Wow.
with all these Navy SEALs, there had never been a female. And maybe now there is, but a year and a
Wow.
half ago, there was not. There was not. So I thought that was kind of
Wow.
wow, that it's,
Yeah, yeah.
that
In your
needs to
research.
change.
Wow.
Mhm. I know.
Now, of course, we have to talk about Destiny. What can you
Oh,
tell us about
Destiny.
Destiny's character?
Destiny, I think she's very plucky, and she also is loyal, and she's very loving because obviously she's doing this canine farm, and it's really, she loves the dogs, but she also loves people. She loves in her community, there's such a high demand for these dogs because of various issues. So she's
Yeah,
someone who, she's not, the only reason she's doing it is because it's something she really believes in, and she wants to help people. So I think she's very altruistic and loving. And also, too, she's sitting on a few secrets that haven't really, so she's kind of protects herself a little bit.
yeah. Now, I
Yeah.
want to ask you this. We have to talk about Destiny's brother, Charlie,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is really good friends with Luke as well. What can you tell us about Charlie's character?
Charlie, I think he's sort of, it's really funny because, and now I'm trying to remember exactly what made it in. There's a point where, he's obviously very good friends with Luke. They all kind of grew up together, although
Yeah,
Destiny was the little sister.
the
So
little
there's a
sister
there's
that
a
would
little bit
tag
of,
along.
yes, the tag along. There's a little bit of distance in that she wasn't like really good friends with Luke, but she certainly knew him and was around him. And
Yeah,
I think Charlie, as much as he likes Luke, he's kind of like, this is my sister. So if you hurt her, you're going to be. But I think when I wrote something, I think my editor didn't know if people would think he was like overstepping. But I was like, he's a brother. He's her brother. So he reserves the right to step in. So yeah, he's very protective, and I think he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Maybe he'll have a story. Who knows?
and I want to ask you that. I want to go back to Java a little bit, guys. And Java is the husky service dog that is in the book. And we talked about a little bit earlier that yeah, he's definitely more than just like a pet. He is a
Yeah,
character in this book.
yeah,
He's basically a partner that kind of aids the healing
yeah.
of Luke or what have you. Is there a moment or a special moment that you enjoyed about bringing Java's character to life, or his character and how it pertained to Luke?
I think I like the moment when, and maybe there are a few moments leading up to it, when at first Luke was kind of like, a dog, what do I need? But the moment when he realizes that his presence is calming in the moment when it was difficult for him to drive.
Yeah.
And then at one point, Java's there and he realizes that, oh my gosh, it's easier when he's there. So he's a calming, the panic and the anxiety subsides. So just maybe I liked that realization. And it didn't happen like instantly, but just the realization that this was helping his life, this presence.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Guys, we are super duper excited because we're hanging out with Belle Calhoun on today. We are celebrating with her hot off the press, guys. It is The
Hot off
Soldiers,
the
a
press.
Canine Companion in this book as well that you guys can get. We will be sharing with you in just a moment how you can get your hands on a copy of this particular story as well. Now, for you, I want for you to share with us because, again, this book, how do you prepare for these emotional scenes or what have you? Were
Yeah.
there moments, of course, once you finish the book, but throughout the writing process, were there moments where you had to take breaks, or what did you do as a writer to prepare yourself mentally for this book?
I think, that's it makes it hard. I mean, during the writing process, I'm probably so deep into it that I don't take the breaks. But I always want to make sure, especially with this type of a story, that you're tapping into the emotions for both characters. So I'm the type of writer I throw myself headfirst in and then recover later. But I think this one was different because it really did feel like, and I think maybe that's a good thing when you put you're all in as a writer. It's not just something you can like dust off when you're finished. You really kind of have to decompress. But during the time, I just kind of craft the scenes and try to and I think it's funny. I always look at my books and I realize that I think I'm a very emotional writer with all of my books. And I don't think sometimes when I look at the other writers in the line, and everybody has different things, some are really comical and add that in there, which I think is cool, and just different aspects. But I'm like, wow, I think I'm a pretty emotional. So I think that's kind of characteristic of most of my books.
I love that. Now, as far as the romance for
Mhm.
Luke and for Destiny, is
Yeah.
there something that surprised you about them?
Um, I think with the heroine, because, and I don't want to give any spoilers, but because of what's happened to her in the past, I think
Yeah,
some of that was a little, I had to navigate that knowing or imagining what it would be
yeah.
like to have sort of suffered trauma and then have to get close to someone romantically. So
Mhm.
that was a little tricky, but I think, I kind of worked that out. Or even someone, maybe getting too close to you when you're
Yeah,
you're startled. So there was that scene, I don't know if you remember, where he got too close to her and she got really startled.
yeah,
But I tried
yeah.
to make it realistic in that I think when people do have that type of trauma, that sort of, I guess she's sort of still in the healing process, even, I'm sure that would take maybe years and years and years to heal if it
Mhm,
ever does totally. But I think I tried to be realistic as to how somebody might feel,
mhm, mhm,
torn
mhm.
between, yeah, you do like this person, but then on the other hand, can you ever trust anybody again? So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that was kind of, I thought it was an interesting thing to have to write, but at the same time, I wanted to make sure that I did it justice.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. Guys, I know that you guys are ready. Guess what? Belle Calhoun is getting ready to share just a short snippet of her latest release, The Soldier's Canine Companion. And Belle, if you can kind of like set the scene for us, and we are ready when you are.
Okay. This is the scene in which Luke is going over to the canine farm for the first time to meet up specifically with Java. And him and Destiny were childhood friends, but it's been a very long time since she's seen him. And she didn't even know he was back because he's had this trauma as a Navy SEAL and he's been kind of like being hiding himself because he almost feels ashamed. So she's trying to convince him, and she knows from her brother that he desperately needs some help. So she's saying, Java's a sweetheart, isn't she? She was paired up with an owner who adored her. Her name was Aurora Banks. You might remember her from when we were kids. Unfortunately, she passed away a few months ago, and Java has been back here ever since. She didn't tell him that Java was her favorite of all the pups. At times, she was tempted to keep the dog as her own personal pet, but she knew that Java had a purpose to help others. She couldn't be that selfish. That's a shame, Luke said, scrunching up his face. She was the town librarian for many years, if I'm remembering correctly. She used to hold the Sherlock Holmes books for me. Those were my favorites. Luke grinned at her. All of a sudden, she could see the boy she used to know. It was nice to see Luke leaning into memories from their childhood. She was one of the nicest women in town, Destiny said. I was a huge Nancy Drew fan. I remember that, Luke said. You always had your nose in a book. Destiny chuckled. When I wasn't trailing behind you and Charlie, trying to tag along on your adventures. For a moment, it seemed as if all the years between them had now melted away. His eyes lit up as if he felt it too. Something hummed in the air around them. A sudden crunching noise emanated from outside, announced the arrival of someone at the property. She glanced at her watch. Destiny wasn't expecting her next client for another half hour, but either her new client had arrived early or it was Charlie. It would make sense for him to stop by to check in on Luke. When the barn door creaked open, she saw one of her neighbors along with his faithful companion, Lottie. Tad Josephs was a former client. Lottie, a Labrador retriever, was a service dog who helped him with his diabetes. As a widower and someone dependent on insulin, Tad had been in dire need of a companion after several frightening incidents where his glucose levels had spun out of control. Tad, she called out in greeting, what brings you over here? She always asked him that question, although she suspected he simply enjoyed the company. Just taking Lottie for a walk, and I figured we'd pop in and say hello, Tad said, looking over at Luke. I hope I'm not interrupting a session. Why, Luke, is that you? A note of surprise registered in the older man's voice. Luke's entire body tensed up as soon as his name was mentioned. Mr. Josephs, he said, turning toward him. It's been a while since we've seen one another. I'd heard you were back in town, son, but when I didn't see you, I began to think it wasn't true. Tad reached out and clapped Luke on the shoulder. How's life as a Navy SEAL? I can't wait to hear more stories about your adventures. Luke resembled a deer caught in the headlights. He opened his mouth, but no words came out. I'm sorry. I've got to go, he said, turning around and heading toward the door. Luke, Destiny called out. Wait, don't leave. She wasn't sure Luke even heard her, since he didn't stop or turn back in her direction. He was walking at a brisk pace towards his Range Rover, beating a fast path away from the barn. Destiny watched the tires of Luke's vehicle churn up snow and slush from the ground as he sped away from her canine farm.
There you have it, guys. She just shared with you just a snippet of the Soldier's K9 Companion. We'll be sharing with you in just a moment how you can get your hands on a copy. And of course, guys, it is release day, so we are celebrating with Author Belle Calhoune on today. If you have a question or two, or if you just want to wish her a happy release day, definitely put that in the comment section as well. They are giving you love for the snippet that you just read as well. Ola said sounds like a good read as well.
Thank
So
you.
again, we are just sharing with you some of the comments in the comment section. Of course, at Belle Calhoune, we have to play a quick round of this or that. It is summer edition because it is very hot in my
Oh,
neck
it's
of the
so
woods,
hot.
as well.
Hot here too.
Oakland said, great snippet as well. And then
Well,
they're also
thank
telling you
you.
happy release day as well. I love it. I love
Thank
it.
you.
And then Rhonda McKnight said that she was pleased to know that it is available in audiobook. So, guys,
Yes.
there you have it. So,
And
audiobook
just
lovers,
today,
yes.
and just today on Instagram, the audio narrator connected with me. So it was so cool to see her. Yeah.
Exciting,
And I
exciting.
bet she's done a lot of other books.
Congratulations, Bill. Look, because
Yeah.
we have some audiobook girlies. We are some audiobook girlies as well. So, guys, you heard it here. It's available in audiobook, ebook, and print, whatever suits your fancy as well. Mary Sunshine, she said that she loved the characters as
Oh,
well. And
thank
of
you,
course,
Mary.
happy release day. Well, Belle Calhoun, we're going to play a little bit of this or that summer edition,
Great.
my friend.
Great.
Let me know if you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, first up, Belle, flip flops or sandals? Flip flops or sandals?
Sandals.
Okay, straw hat or shades? Straw hat or shades?
Hmm. Shades.
Shades. Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
I
okay.
always
Belle
wear
Calhoun,
those
we're
though.
gonna take a little trip. We going to the beach or the mountains? It's the summertime now, but we're going to the beach or the mountains.
Beach, beach, beach. Always the
I
beach.
love it. Now, while we're on the beach, is it planned events or spare the moment? Planned events or spare of the moments?
Spur of the moment.
Okay. Next up
Spontaneous.
is it sweet tea or lemonade? Sweet tea or lemonade?
I will say it's sort of I don't like lemonade and I don't like sweet tea, but I would say unsweetened iced tea.
Unsweetened iced tea. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for playing around of this or that with us, Belle Calhoune. I so appreciate that. For you playing that with us. Thank you guys for playing along in the comment section too. And one of the things that you guys have been waiting for, there is a giveaway. I know what the giveaway is. It is an amazing giveaway, okay? And I'm just gonna say it's multiples. That's all I'm gonna say. Belle
Yeah.
Calhoune, please share with us, my friend, what the giveaway is going to be on today.
The giveaway, I'm giving away 3 copies of the Soldier's Canine Companion.
Did y'all hear that? 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 chances for 3 individuals to get their hands on a copy of the Soldiers a K9 Companion. You already know what to do. All you had to do was to comment in the comment section. Okay, we're getting ready to start with the first one. We're going to do this 3 times. All right, Belle, I am ready when you are, my friend. If you will tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. All right, the first winner is Myra Cook. Thank you so much, Myra. Congratulations, my friend. All right, let's clear that out. We're getting ready to do it again. Okay, hold 1 second, Belle. Let's see. Okay, I am ready when you are.
Stop.
Okay. Did it come up? Ola Lawson, you are the second winner, my friend. Yay, congratulations. All right, guys, we have one more time, one more winner. Okay, Belle, if you will tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. Mary Sunshine, you are the third winner. So if you guys will inbox me your information, we'll be sure to get this
Um,
to Belle, and you will
you know
get
what?
your copy of the non-companion. Guys, once you read it, definitely leave a. I know that Belle Calhoune will be appreciative. Yes, ma'am.
Add one more for the road.
What did you say, Belle?
Add another winner for the
Okay,
road.
guys. She says
Spin the wheel again.
one more winner for the road. Okay, let's see. Belle, hold on, let me clear that out. Oh my goodness, this is the way it's giving away 4 copies. Hold on, let me clear it out. Look, I want to make sure that I don't okay. I am ready when you are.
Stop.
Okay. Tiffany Jones, you are the next winner. You come on down to the Price is Right. I love it. I love it. Congratulations, Tiffany, as well. So if all 4 of you will inbox me your information, I'll be sure to get this out to Belle Calhoune. And you guys are winners of the Soldiers K9 Companion. And thank you guys so much for participating here at the Literary Cafe and coming and hanging out with us and celebrating with Belle Calhoune. Belle, oh my goodness, it has been amazing hanging out with you, my friend. And the time goes by so fast. But before we go, you have to share the people. How can they get their hands on a copy of it? And of course, we're going to make that announcement again. It is available in audio, ebook, and print. So whatever suits your fancy, you can get you a copy and enjoy this amazing read. Belle, where can they find it?
They can find it at Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Walmart, Books A Million. It's basically wherever your favorite retailers, they'll have a copy.
I love that. I love that. And guys, don't forget Karen to share and tell a friend to tell a friend about the Soldiers K9 Companion. And again, once you read it, definitely leave a review as well. And Belle, of course, my friend, you have to share with us, how can we stay connected with you?
I am always on my author Belle Calhoune Facebook page. I'm also on Instagram, Threads. Those are the basic places. And you will always find me on my Facebook author page. And if you want to join Cupcakes, Coffee, and Contemporaries, and the Love Inspired Author Reader Group. Those are also great places that you'll find myself and other authors too.
I love that, guys. And make sure you stay connected with Belle Calhoune. Go to her website, check out her
Yeah.
backlist as well,
Yes.
all of that good stuff. Sign up for her newsletter, follow her on social media, all of that good stuff as well. And Belle Calhoune, of course, my friend, I want for you to answer us. What did you enjoy about bringing a Luke and Destiny's story to life?
I think I just love sort of that wounded, even if you have wounds in your life that you can heal. And I also write I love writing diverse characters. I think we need more of them. My goal is always just to show readers that they're humans just like everybody. It's not, I know some people say, "Oh, I don't like to read diverse characters," but we're all the same, really. We're human beings with hearts and souls, and I think the more we put it out there, that the more it will be the norm. So I enjoyed
Thank
writing a
you
diverse
for
couple.
sharing that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And Belle, what do you want readers to take away from this story for you?
I think I want it to be kind of a story of hope.
Mm-hmm.
I think that getting help is never a weakness. It can only make you stronger. And
Mm-hmm.
I sort of, as I said, my mother was a psychiatrist, so I knew from an early age the importance of that. Sometimes I hear people discount that, but getting help, it makes you stronger. It doesn't make you weaker. Acknowledging that, it makes you stronger.
Thank you for sharing that, guys. There you have it. We have just shared The Soldier's K9 Companion. It is hot off the press, available in audio, ebook, and print. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and definitely make sure that you guys leave a review as well. Stay connected with Belle Calhoune. And Belle, of course, my friend, we got to allow you to have the last words of what you want to say to the people.
Thank you for being here and celebrating my release date. It never gets old. I'm one of those people that going to Walmart, seeing my book, I'm always sort of screaming in the aisles. So thank you just for the support. It means a lot to me. And I was the girl who grew up across the street from a library, and I'm still a library. I go to the library 3 times a week, and I love books, librarian.
I
So
love that.
I love being able to work in my pajamas. I mean, that's, it never gets old.
I love
I'm
that. Well,
grateful.
Belle,
I'm grateful.
on behalf of the Literary Cafe, my friend, a happy release day. Enjoy
Thank
the rest of your
you.
day. Have an amazing week of your book. We just want you to
Thank
just have an
you.
amazing time this week and to continue to celebrate all month long your
I
new
will.
release as well. Guys, we'll definitely make sure that we put a link in the comment section of how you can get your hands on a copy. We'll also put a link in the comment section of how you can stay connected to Belle Calhoune. And I keep saying that, but be sure to tell a friend about her new book, The Soldier's a
Absolutely.
K9 Companion. Guys, that's our show on today. And guess what? Have an amazing day because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for
Bye.
joining us.